Hey guys, I just wanted to do a super fast video on a very particular part of the Ninja H2 because I could not, for the life of me, find a video anywhere that gave me or showed me this information, so hopefully this will help somebody else in the future. First and foremost, obviously to adjust your chain, you need to loosen these two bolts there, and then you can actually turn the adjustment there in order to adjust the chain and provide slack or take slack out. But as you can guess, you need the chain adjustment tool, which is a spanner wrench. Now, I called a Kawasaki dealer and tried to see how much that tool costs because I was told that it's under my seat, but I just wanted to know just in case I needed a spare or something else. Well, that tool is well over $130. So I'm not spending that much for a Kawasaki brand spanner wrench, so I'm going to just make the best out of the one that's supplied with the bike. But I want to show you where it's located so that maybe someone else doesn't deal with this like I did. So first and foremost, you got to put the key in here. And when you turn that, it unlocks this pivot point. And that is what pulls that little guard, this piece right here. That's what pulls this out of there, and then you can lift it up carefully and this gets removed. So by the time you have that out, you're going to notice there's nothing in there. However, you can see them right there, here and here. That's where your seat bolts are, and you just have to more or less get those out, which is easy peasy. They are Allen, so you get that out, and that allows you to very easily remove the seat. You literally just pull back a tiny bit, lift it up, and carefully guide it out from in here. And right here is a couple of items. You're going to have your actual toolkit. And if you can see right here, you'll see this part here. This is where the spanner head goes, and it's held down by these two bolts. And you take those bolts out, and then you can pull the piece out. Now, I have no intention of putting the spanner wrench head or the toolkit back in there because I'm not going to want them in there personally. So let me show you what's all in there and how it works. But side note real quick, I want to show you the battery and whatnot because coincidentally within this video, I was also finding forums of people arguing over what the OEM battery is for some reason. So let me just show that real quick too. It's a Yuasa YTZ10S, and pretty much you've got it laying down in the battery box. You've got this strap across to hold it in place. So if you just so happen to take your seat off and you coincidentally see that your dealership stuck it in straight up and down, forced the terminals on it, and then stuffed packing peanuts in there to take up the open space, no, that's not how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to be strapped down like that. And of course, you've got your fuses and all that good stuff under the seat. But also keep in mind that if you don't plan on putting it all back in there, you still have to put those two screws back in, because that's what keeps water from getting into the area under your seat by your battery. See, the wheel would kick it up and it would shoot that stuff right up through there. But because I don't have the spanner wrench in there now, it is just kind of sticking out, which I'll have to figure something out with that. But here's the toolkit that would be under your seat. And let me open it up and show you everything in there. Now, this stuff does not come in it, but I want to use it for scale because everything I took apart was very easily accessible with an Allen key number 5 and an Allen key number 4. Both of which are provided to you so that you can get everything out of there. But let me open this puppy up. All right, and here's everything they provide you with. So right here, you've got the Allen keys in the size of 3mm, 4mm, 6mm, and 10mm. Then they give you this, which has both a 17 and 14 end on it. And of course, you get your handy dandy screwdriver flathead combo with the handle. and they give you the handle, which goes on the end of your spanner wrench. And don't be alarmed, the handle is supposed to be bent, because once you actually get it in that little tight area back there, you're going to want to be able to get that on there and be able to dodge the rim and actually get this handle part so that you can adjust it or do what you need to do there. But the reason I wanted to grab this measuring tape is in case, God forbid, you ever lose, break, or whatever happens to this tool, I want to show you the measurements on how to get a new one. Okay, so from end to end here, we're looking at about right at about 4 inches of a gap. And then of course you've got different pieces and bits here, but I just wanted to give you a general idea of the sizing of it in case you ever have to buy one or go to a equipment store to purchase this item instead of paying $100 and some crazy amount of money for one from Kawasaki. And this was just there to hold this in place, which is great, fine and dandy. And I just wanted to show you guys that in case you were trying to figure out where it is on your bike, and making sure that the battery sits in there correctly, that it's the correct battery, so that the dealership doesn't put it in straight up and down and force your seat on, tearing up this pad like that. So, alright, thank you guys, hope this helps. And then, even though it's really hard to get out of here, there's a 5mm kind of tucked in here. That way when you get that off, you can get a hold of these just fine and get the seat out. But that's your last tool, but that usually stays in here instead of the toolkit underneath, because you need this 5 to get to it in general.